Concert Crew Podcast, we back again.
Cheer.
Yo, we got a special guest today. This brother right here, man, he's out in them streets, man. Heavy, BK representer. Man, we want to welcome to the Concert Crew Podcast our special guest, my man D Chamberz.
Big
welcome to the Concert Crew Podcast, good brother. Brooklyn in the house. BK, stand up. How you feeling today?
Stand up, get in the car, ride out.
Yeah. Yo, man, we gonna get right into it. It's crazy out here right now and all over the country. But I know New York is crazy with this stuff we've been seeing, the rioting as a reaction to George Floyd's death. Like, describe what's going on in the Big Apple right now in the city.
Well, from what I've seen, you know what I mean. I've been noticing, like, I like to start with a lot of things. I like to start with the COVID-19, RP Fred the Godson.
Oh, man, rest in peace. That hurt right there, man. That hurt.
Yeah, I mean, as well as everybody else, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people that suffered. But, like, far as entertainment-wise, like, to see somebody two people that I actually knew pass away from that was, like, that was crazy to me. And even there's people that, you know, that was around my circle of people that was making music, they was affected by it. And then, like I said, just when I thought things was getting better, they wasn't stressing a curfew, you know, George Floyd happens. And then now people are like, fuck all of that. They out in the street. And now that they out in the street, I noticed, like, with the people that are protesting, like 70 or 80% of them is not even black.
That's a fact.
So, like, and then when you look at that, and then you look at people that's like rioting, you're like, okay. And then you look at the people that's breaking shit up, and then now you see, like, they try to get the Dominicans versus blacks going on out here.
That's not cool, man.
Like, it just like they taking us on a ride right now.
Wow. And I heard some audio from some NYC police talk. I don't know if you heard that when it was that audio. They got some audio from some officers, and they were talking about run them over.
Yeah, and actually that was in Brooklyn.
Wow.
I know the people. It's funny, like, I know the people that they was trying to call on. Actually, that's kind of crazy too, because I know people that's on Dean Street. You know, that shit moves me. Like, you see me moving around a lot.
Right.
I'm trying to stay still. Like, it really gets my blood going. Makes me, you know, a little upset that we here with this. But they really try to hurt those people, and they still trying to hurt people. And I think people that get caught out of bounds after curfew, they got to be real mindful of the temperature where we at right now.
Right. So, for us that's not in the Brooklyn specifically, how has, you know, as far as like the local businesses and stuff, how has people treated the businesses in the Brooklyn area? Is there a lot of rioting, a lot of looting and stuff going on out there?
I could speak for Coney Island.
Okay.
My good brothers on 16th Street all the way down to Seagate, they was barbecuing. You know what I'm saying? They was barbecuing. It wasn't no looting out there. And I can speak for Coney Island. And it's not too much to loot because they building high rises. They gave construction jobs to the gangsters.
Right.
And you know, people are trying to turn a leaf in life. Now, shopping areas, I can't speak too much for you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I look, and I see a lot of stuff is for sale below retail.
We say
below retail.
Boost is in abundance.
Right. I'm noticing that's going on, but as far as that, I haven't seen that in Coney Island.
That's what's up.
And in certain, you know, areas where, you know, people take care of their neighborhood, like, you know, Italian and Jewish neighborhood, you don't see stuff like that happening there. I only see stuff that's happening to people you will be shocked that they did that. Like the Bronx, it was only a matter of time, but to see it happen was like, oh shit, what does Fordham Road have to do with anything? Like,
right.
Like, yeah, like I didn't see, like if you was like Manhattan, Fifth Ave, Wall Street, like, then I was like, oh, Soho, you see that? I don't even know if that's them. Like it could be that activist group or whatever
Yeah,
that's
it's just
out
too
there.
it's just too
You
many,
don't even
man.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you definitely don't know. It's up in the
It's a
air.
shitload of opportunists right now, man.
right. You can't put the blame on anybody.
Right. Right. So for those who don't know about D Chamberz, man, how would you describe your rap style?
Warrior mentality. Think of a mogul. Think of whatever the greats do. I like to tell my story through music, of course. I don't have a sob story. I have a success story, a struggling, headed to success story, like aggressively from a mind of a hustler. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the worst risk is not taking one, and I tell my trials and tribulations through the risks I take. Is some I won, some I failed. You mostly gonna get that close friends and enemies vibe. Like you can see that I've been around circumference of people. I dealt with a lot of trust issues. I dealt with a lot of things that made me who I am today. Like from people that do everyday 9 to 5 work to the street hustler to the guy who decides he wants to live a dream and work for himself and put others on through the way he knows how. That's what you get from me.
Wow. So, now that you say that, at what moment did you know like rap was something that you really wanted to do? Was it like that defining moment in your life where you knew like, yo, I want to do this. I want to make a living out of this right here.
I think I tell people all the time, they're like, yo, Chamberz, I heard your name a lot in this music thing. What people got to remember is that I didn't know the business as much as I do now. So I know how to market myself higher. But to answer that question, there was always instrumentals. You had the beat nut instrumentals back in the days. And then you had the Wu-Tang Protect Your Neck instrumental, front and back. And we used to rap on that shit till the tape was done. and that was just like for fun. And then, you know, like after you're watching Smack DVDs, you coming up in the era watching Smack DVDs, and you're like, God damn, this is like hip hop in New York. Like you learn certain swags, like watching Dipset, watching Jeezy, watching these guys that's like hustlers like us emerging into another platform. And I think I had a little mishap. I took a little time, not time off, you know, I had to do a little small stint, you know what I mean? And when I came back, I was just like, I didn't want to move backwards.
Right.
I already knew I had the context. Like I said, I knew Cutmaster C, I knew Sycamore, and I met Smack in passing already. I just built a better relationship with him through my man Liaison, who actually, you know, him and Destro, they was funding the situation. Like I didn't have a manager at the time, you know, so I did songs with Liaison. He's from East New York, moved to Coney Island. And then once I did songs with him, we meshed it together. And then once we meshed it together, Smack took a liking to us. And then I met Math along the way. And then once Math was doing it, then we was getting the website exposures. We was doing online radio interviews. And then between there, that's when I felt like it's somewhere between 2011 and 12, I feel like I could make money off of music. It didn't come to like 2012, 2015. That I felt like, I could really live and survive off selling my merch and linking up with artists that's making moves. Because I was like, even though I came up through the freestyle and the hard battle culture, and I never battled, you know what I mean? But I always was freestyling. My name was always in every battle. I always had freestyles. I was out there. I was like, why my music not in the clubs? Why is it not on the radio? What I got to do? So that was like a whole reset button that I had to figure out. And then once I figured that out, I figured out how to market myself better, how to brand and stand behind what I'm putting on. So like when people say, yo, he's from Coney Island, that's all I know about him. He be with Smack and that's it. And then I was just like, okay, let me add warriors, let people know Coney Island has warriors. And then I can't own warriors. I had to let people know I'm a thinker. Let me show you that mentality. So when I was showing you that warrior mentality, it was easier for me to write, easier for me to tell my message, easier to be like, yo, this is the next step. Because, you know, we have to head towards greatness. We can't go backwards.
Right. Respect.
You know, and that's just the way I think. That's what I put in my music. I don't fabricate, you know what I mean, or like oversell what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm realistic.
All right, now I see in the background you got that dope picture of the Brooklyn Bridge back there. So
Yeah, that's over my bed head, man.
so tell us how, because you got Brooklyn BK, heavy tradition in hip hop, heavyweights in hip hop. How coming from Brooklyn, is it extra pressure to live up to the standards of those legends?
Not just coming from Brooklyn, coming from
Coney Island. Not just artists neither coming from Coney Island. You got some legends, period, coming from Coney Island.
Right. You got remember because Coney Island was just noticed for ball players.
Yeah.
So we still carving that way for artists and young artists under us. Like the artists that's coming up under us don't have to go through as half as much as I did, or Nims did, or Torre did.
Shout out to Torre. Shout out to we had him on the podcast. Shout out to Torre, man.
Right, Torre's from Coney Island. He was one of the first people that I know with a fucking vinyl record. Like, we didn't know what the hell that shit was.
Shout out to Torre, man. He dope, man. Nims is dope too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We all know each other.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. It's
like the Biggie J.D. and Nas effect.
That's what's up.
Because everybody like each artist for whatever niche, certain situation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So. And that's what makes it all dope. But the best thing is about we're not enemies. We all friends. We actually speak to each other.
That's love.
And we do agree we need to do more, but at the same time we all fighting to put ourselves on and rep Coney
Island too.
Yeah, we live in legends. We're definitely living legends.
Right. That's dope. That's dope.
I mean, you need some heavy people in the game.
I can't forget Brooklyn Hands as well. Pardon.
Okay. What's your thought on the current state of hip hop right now, though?
It's right where it needs to be because I'm one of those artists that could conform with time, so it really doesn't affect me because like look, I got records with Fabio Foreign and Drizzy. I could do drill beats, I could do any type of beats and be comfortable with it. I just don't overdo it. I stay in my lane. That's why you see me records with Benny the Butcher.
Absolutely. Shout out to Benny.
Yeah, like you see me, and I keep up. You know what I'm saying? God rest the dead, but like Fred the Godson.
Rest in peace to Fred the Godson, man.
Chinks Drugs. I have records with Chinks Drugs.
Rest in peace to Chinks. Also,
even Uncle Murder. Like what you think of my resume, it's solid New York. I stay in my lane. I know the people that's in my lane, and I try to do music with them. If not, I'll work them. Simple as that. And that's just it's cut and dry.
So you got Corona Quarantine Vibes Volume 1 that you just dropped recently. Tell us about this project right here.
That's the hottest thing in New York City right now, without a doubt. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because there's not no strategy, there's not no hoax to it. It's actually dope music. I think I told a good story, and I work with every artist. There's some type of genuine connection. There's no flown in verses. Down to the, me working with the producers or the engineers that, shout out to Umbrella Studio, shout out to Loud Studio, and the producers that helped me bring this sound to the table. Firstborn, First Dawns, then you with McCrow, Cover, and you see what I'm saying? Like the Jacquet record was the actual last record to make that project to where I was like, wow, yes, I was like, because believe it or not, I had the Method Man record the longest. And I was going to put that on Close Friends and Enemies. And then when Benny the Butcher came to town, we knocked that record out. So I was like, hold up, we about to go. And then, he went on, he had a couple shows. And then this virus kicked in. But I wasn't going to waste that music. So I think me sitting in the crib and I'm just watching and I'm studying. I'm very good at studying the market. So I'm like, I'm just watching everybody promote their videos, the same video we saw over and over. And then there was some challenges that was out. You had Jadakiss challenge.
Yeah, I was going to get into that.
And then you had the Fabulous, he had his challenges.
Cold Summer, right?
Right. So I thought it was dope. Shout out to Nino Man because, I'm not going to sit here and lie. The first time I did the Casanova thing, he ain't posted. I was like, yo, what's up? This shit. You know what I mean? I had felt not gonna lie, but I don't know if that was a strategy, to just reach other people, but I did it and it did good numbers for me. So people was like, yo, Chamberz, just jump in these challenges and, people will always feel different or just have their way of how they gonna respect it. So I did the Nino Man one And he posted it, and people was like, nah, that's fire. So I told myself, knowing I still had that, why not create other ones? So I created that Some Niggas Challenge. You know what I mean? RP half a mil.
Yeah.
I created that, and that spread it like wildfire. What people don't know is that song outside of half a mil passing away, that was like one of the first songs that showed like Bloods and Crips was in New York.
Yeah.
And it was like a boom bap beat, and you had to rap.
That beat was hard.
Right. And then I came back with the I'm a Hustler.
Yeah.
And then I came back with So Much Pain.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm just freestyling. I'm really thinking of concepts, and you know, if it was just bars, we just put on any beat and we just all go, and it won't even have no, you know what I mean, no texture to it. So like I be really thinking about it even when I sit in that car and I just load it up and just go. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm not gonna lie. You know, I try my best not to read off the phone. Big one. You know what I mean? Because that's the challenge.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't see nobody on BT or MTV holding their phone rapping.
Right. Nah, not at all. You can't do that. It takes away from the moment. That's actually, I was going to speak on that because that was dope, man, how you came up with those different challenges. You even had a friend of the show, Bake Man Global, killed one of them challenges.
That's a good brother.
That's our guy right there. We had him on the podcast in the past, man. But how does it feel to not just be the person that's rapping over somebody else's challenge, but create those challenges, and then you got people actually submitting them, really showing love to your challenges?
Yo, trust me. If I told you I was lying, at one point I shedded a tear, man. No lie.
That's what's up.
Because it showed me, like, a lot of the times when you just focus on yourself, that's exactly what you're doing. You're focusing on yourself. So now here it is. More people gravitated towards me when I opened the platform.
Right. That's dope.
When I opened the platform, my impressions shot through the roof. Let's talk analytics here.
Right.
So, like, the engagement, the numbers, down to anything. Like, that's why, like, even right now when I speak, there's comments. You know what I mean? It's not like it always wasn't comments, but it's more comments.
Right.
More people generally engaged with it.
That's dope.
And seeing that'll make you like, wow, I gotta stay on my toes. So that's why I was like, wow, I got all the challenges going. Why not drop Quarantine Vibes and let people get a whiff of the music that I have to offer? And if people thought I ran out of ammunition, they're wild. I'm gonna tell you why I did Quarantine Vibes, because I had an issue with every last one of those tracks, whether it was something with the producer or was or something where like was a sample,
right?
Or like it's gonna be hard to catch up with 5-year foreign these days. You know what I'm saying? So put it out, let it catch fire, and like the Jacquet record that was produced by Cover, that hit radio. That Juice Crease playing that on the radio.
That's dope.
The introduction was the Jay-Z, and I don't think they'd have let me get that out there. I don't think that would happen.
Yeah.
So I just, I think I just put good content on there. I don't think you will get bored with the project, because sometimes when you hear the same sound, you can doze off and crash. Right. So like I think when you hearing dope music, you can be like, hold up, I can relate to this. Oh shit, I didn't know he got hit by a car. Like, you know what I mean? You listen, you be like, oh, now you understand where my message of warrior mentality and everything is coming from.
So you got another challenge in the making already? Yo,
if I told you, I have like 4 of them. It's a feeling.
Wow.
It's a feeling. Like I tell people, it's for the culture, no gimmicks.
Right.
Like right now, I feel like rapping is the last thing to be in front of a camera doing, especially when you guys, now that the murders, those cops got arrested,
Absolutely.
Maybe they'll have more sympathy towards music. But even the content of music you're putting out right now got to be very, very meaningful. It's got to have some sympathy in it. Because just to go back talk about I'm a killer op after.
But I think this is a perfect time, because like this is a great time for the spitters, because like them dudes who don't be rapping like that, like they can't put out a song right now because of the times.
Exactly, and that's why I said like I have the blessings, and I'm able to study music to more than what I'm doing now, and I think that's what's making me more dangerous lyrically, because I'm watching more TV, I'm reading books, I'm learning new phrases. You know, I'm studying the market, I'm seeing where the streams is going, I'm seeing how to interact with the people that's keeping in tune with me. You know what I mean? And I'm hitting that unfollow button more often. You know what I mean? That shit is getting tapped in at least 3-4 times out the day. I take 20 minutes out.
Wow.
Because it's reality check. If they not, it says at least interacted with. So why are we even play with myself? You know what I'm saying? So let's get them out of here and stay with the people that supporting me for real.
Right. So you mentioned connecting with a legend and Method Man. Like, how did that connection take place? How did you connect with him, and how was that, trading bars?
I walked over Verrazano Bridge, and one day he had picked. Now I always like.
I'm about to say, whoa. Yo.
But what happened was, I met him through Math Alpha, truthfully. At the first video shoot, Math shot a song with Method Man, and Method Man was telling me, he's like, "Yo, you being from Coney Island, I be seeing what you're doing. I see how, you may be the underdog now, but I see what you're trying to do. Keep doing it." And over the years, I see that like 2 years later, he did one with Core, and then he just like, I was at China Mac video shoot. And he was like, "Chamberz, what's up? I'm doing it with every one of your friends. You ain't get it back yet. What's going on? Send it to me." Right. Once I put that memo out, I told the producers, I made a something in my story. I'm like, "Yo, I'm about to do a track with Method Man. Send me some beats."
Green light from a legend.
Right. I put that up on my story. They sent the beat. I laid it down that night. He told me, sent it to him. I texted him. I think he was lifting the whole gym up at the time.
Yeah. He got slow, man. I seen him. I've been seeing him. He crazy with it now.
I swear the whole half of the gym was like tilted. And then next thing you know, he texted me the voice note. So I was like, oh shit, Meth trying to get crazy. And then next thing you know, that same night, the track was emailed and sent to me. I was like, holy shit.
Oh, wow.
I took it to the barbershop at Coney Island. They told me, like, who that, Meth? And then, you'd be surprised how many people are Method Man fans, or they said they grew up or they was influenced by Method Man.
Absolutely.
On that type of level. Yeah. So I was just like, that was like definitely, because like, all right, that's why I named the track Rap with a Legend.
Right.
Because I actually got a track with Little Fame from MOP.
Man, another legend.
That was like the first guy I would say like,
co-signed you? Legendary co-signed you?
Yeah, he like 2009 on parole with a cone hoodie. he heard something. He knew, like, one thing I could say Little Fame did, he taught me how not to stress myself so much in the booth. And I think, like, when you come from the streets and you rapping, you reading off the pad and you just, like, you just going, like, there's no rhythm, there's no flow.
Sound like Designer.
Yeah, you could tell you just reading, and you know what I mean. And then I think when he was just like, "Yo, sometimes you could just don't write and go in there 4 bars, 8 bars at a time, and let it just come to you, and then just 4-bar pieces." And I ain't gonna lie, I took that from him. It worked out.
It ran with it.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, only thing I just say, I can honestly say, I think they was even trying to work a contract with me out at the time. It's just that I was too young, too hungry, too eager, and I believe they had that classic way of managing, like no music get put out, no shows get done. I was like, hold on,
that's not this era right now. It's the content era.
I know in the back of his mind he want to Eddie up. You know what I'm saying? But like, I had shows to do, baby. Like, and like you said, I can honestly say I really looked up to those guys. Still look up to those guys.
That's what's up.
And I was blessed enough to watch him become the producer. Like he was like producing. Like he produced damn near a lot of tracks. And could you imagine having tracks by Little Fame and you can't put it out? Like you what the hell? And I'm on Smack. Like it's not like I don't have the outlet and the platform. Right. It was a definitely an experience where I was like, wow. And I also see how people will think just because a legend is about to co-sign you or bring you to the league, to the big league, a lot of people was coming around, they accepted me more. They was just like, yo, Chamberz about to get signed or whatever.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. So as far as for the quarantine vibes, for those listening and watching, how could somebody get this project, listen to this project?
Yo, listen, it's no gimmicks, man. You go right on SoundCloud, type in D Chamberz, D.CHAMBERZ, spell my name with a Z, not with an S, because they sleeping on me.
I like
check
it.
Check that in, tap in, get familiar, because I can tell you like this, Bentley Dreams, Jail Nightmares was one of the first projects I put out. No, One in the Chamber, hosted by Cutmaster C. That was a DVD. Ooh, some people got that, and I don't even have that. I, like, some people be reminding me that, like, in Throwback Thursdays, I'll see the picture, like, oh, swag, that's crazy. Bentley Dreams, Jail Nightmares. That was the first record, I think, when I was hosted by Smack. And you know, that was me, Math, Cortez, Hollow Hands. Wow. And I honestly believe back then, me and Big Mills had a lot of similarities in that cover. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was bouncing around, and I was like, I knew I was doing was right, because a lot of the people was either on the same path or it got done around the same time. You know what I mean? So I was just like, wow. And then, like, Warrior Mentality 1, that's when I had, like, Fred the Godson, Uncle Murder. You know, Fred the Godson was on that project, and WM2 Back to Rap. I think that was the first project that gave me my breakthrough in this industry, because they saw I had Fred the Godson, Uncle Murder, Manolo Rose, that project was just action packed, and then it stamped that WM2, that dope. WM logo, and then people they knew me for Warrior Mentality, but the problem was they was all street records. You know what I mean? Right. So I had to come back with I'm French though. You know, I was just doing all the freestyles, like I did the Chun Li, I did the Just Brooklyn, and I was just remixing everybody's shit just to show like I could smoke it out, especially that I had like the DJs to spin it on radio or get me some more interviews and stuff like that. I was just smoking them out, and I realized the numbers was flying on the freestyles. But once I started figuring out the strip clubs, I was like, oh. This is how people are getting money.
Right, absolutely. Yeah.
It's a different hustle. And then, you know, your core follower who love you for bars, they will fade away from you while you're trying to figure out how to get money. That's why you got to, like, balance that shit. And it is not hard, but it just depends on how much you work it.
Brooklyn always taking it. You had to borrow that. Let me hold that.
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. Manolo Rose was one of the first dudes that inspired me to get that strip club money. You know what I mean? I used to be in there, and like we used to get a record played and it was cool, but it wasn't until like Pedro and my homegirl Sin, her Instagram, my Sin for World, she was like, yo, that record you have with Manolo Rose, you could get hostings for that. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? And then she called the promoter, she was like, he has a song with Manolo Rose. They went crazy. They was like, yo, da-da-da. My first ticket was like $700. I was like, oh yeah, I'm coming.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
And then from 2016, I just knew what it was to keep that consistency. And then after a while, I created Warrior Mentality Music Group, which I learned how to create events, how to throw concerts, how to have contacts to DJs, videographers. I could outsource to people because I didn't work with just one person. I worked with everybody. And it worked. It made sense for me.
That's dope. Oh.
So, we got this thing here at the Concert Crew Podcast, man. We like to ask, our interviewers their top 5. But the only thing, like, we got this thing called the Usual Suspect, the Hall of Fame. So you can imagine who they are: Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas, Pac, Jada, Wu-Tang as a group, KRS-One, Rakim. You know, just the legends. So we're gonna ask you your top 5, and then if there's anybody else in there, we'll let you know. But we're gonna ask you your top 5 MCs of all time.
What are you talking about? Without using the Usual Suspect?
Correct.
Yeah, if they on our Hall of Fame, then we pick the Hall of Fame. If they're on our Hall of Fame, we'll let you know. But let's see who you come.
The question is who was on the Hall of Fame?
Oh well, he named most of them. But I can tell you, it's Jay-Z, Nas, Biggie, Tupac, Jadakiss, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, LL Cool J, KRS-One.
NWA as a group.
NWA as a group. Outkast as a group. Wu-Tang Clan as a group.
Cool G Rap.
I thought I said Cool G Rap, but Cool G Rap, DMX, Scarface, Snoop, and we may be missing like a couple.
Outkast, right?
I think I said Outkast, but pretty much that's it. If you name it, we'll tell you though. But that's pretty much it. Everybody but them.
All right, let's get it started. Boot Camp Click.
Woo.
You know what I'm saying? And that would have to be like the group, like the OGC. Like they have to be all together.
Helter Skelter, Buckshot, Legends.
Smith and Wesson.
Woo. Legend.
That would just be a group.
All right.
Since I said DMX, I can't say that. So
yeah, DMX just got voted in. Yeah, you can't use him.
All right. So believe it or not, 2 Chainz.
Ooh, okay. I like that. That's a switch up for BK artist. Pick 2 Chainz. Why? I know. I ain't taking nothing away from 2 Chainz. I'm just saying some people wouldn't expect you to say 2 Chainz though.
I got 2 Chainz, nigga. Like
I like 2 Chainz. You got 2 Chainz. All right.
New York rappers.
Boot Camp Click, you got 2 Chainz.
Oh no, definitely. You just said that. Is Cameron in there?
Nah, he not. Cameron not on there.
Add Cameron on there for me, please.
All right. He got
Professors of Fire Cameron too. Like,
yeah. SDE Cameron.
SDE Cameron. Even Come Home With Me
Cameron. Yeah.
He crazy.
Yo, Just Fire. I was just listening to that joint the other day, man. They went ape shit on Just Fire, man.
Oh, with Beans.
Oh yeah.
Beans. Oh yeah, that joint was crazy.
Okay.
Right, you got 2 more. You got 2 more.
One time I was a real Jeezy fan too.
Okay. I ain't mad at Jeezy.
Yeah. Early Jeezy was crazy.
Yeah, Snowman Jeezy.
Yeah.
Like one-on-one motivation Jeezy.
Yeah. Recession Jeezy. Like, yeah.
All right, you got one more spot. Keep that thing BK.
No, I'm with you. I'm just want to make sure it counts because I have a good catalog of people. Believe it or not, I listen to AR Ab too. But I you know what I mean. That when you say a top 5, that's I gotta upgrade a lot. You know what I mean? So like,
it would be who you rock with though. It's yours though. So as long as they ain't
I mean, look what I said. I said
Boot Camp, 2 Chainz, Cam, Jeezy, one more.
Still got your TIs, your Fabs. You got a lot of people out there still.
Yeah, I'm being realistic with you. I said Jeezy. I'm just trying to make sure, like,
you trying to make sure you don't forget nobody.
Yeah, no, I'm making sure it makes sense. I don't want a lot of stuff because you said that the usual suspects. So I'm really over here thinking. Believe it or not, it's a toss up. Damn, you said Cool G Rap too, right?
Cool G Rap retired. Yeah, he's off the list. Who's the toss up between?
Ross was in there.
Ross is not in the Hall of Fame. Ross is available.
Ross is a go?
Yeah, he's a go.
Ross is a go.
You want to go with the Ross?
It's between. Yeah, I think it definitely because Ross, because like a lot of the artists that I named, had some type of ownership to themselves.
What is that you always say, Taz, about Rick Ross?
I said I don't. Any artist, Rick Ross has the greatest production of any artist in the history of rap.
Yo, listen. Once again, like I tell people, I noticed this. He may not be the best lyricist, but that motherfucker can make a song.
He can make an album.
Absolutely.
and rock a crowd.
Yeah,
and
damn right. I'm
really really rock a crowd.
That Blessing in Disguise, man. I listen to that shit at least once a week, man.
Yo, listen, and once again, he fought the odds. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You gotta think, just being a security or a CO, he fought that.
Yeah, you're right.
But you know what I saw more? He was more business orientated.
Yeah, absolutely.
He took the mogul approach. He actually put people on, whether people look at that or not. Like, you really gotta pay attention to that. Like, he got wing stops out here. The money is, the register is still going. Like, Camera, Dipset, he created an outlet. He's from New York, 2 Chainz, same thing. Like, he's a hustler. I respect hustlers and people who make something out of nothing. Like, and I stick with my category. And the reason why I said Buckshot and them is because I grew up off that. Like, I still wear black Timbs to this day.
Absolutely. Rest in peace to Sean P too, man. Rest in peace.
You gotta say rest in peace to Sean P. Definitely shout out to Steel. Shout out to I really don't know Buck, but I definitely know General Steel. I know Tech.
Tech.
I know Ruck.
Legends.
You know what I mean?
Legends.
Yeah. I'm saluted by them. Like, you check my page, they right on my wall. Like, Ruck, they, like Rock This Monster, he right on my wall. Like, I'd be like, oh shit. What I mean? It blows people away because, like, people know in my youth, I was a Tupac fan and I listened to Boot Camp Clip. Like, it wasn't too many people I listened to.
And that's crazy. That's crazy because they was going to do a project together before Pac passed, the One Nation project. Boot Camp Clip and Pac.
I tell people every day, like, if the Rain wouldn't have got into beef with Biggie, they still be popping.
Yeah.
That's just my knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the whole story, but when you hear like, oh, Biggie in the studio and some people got worked out in the studio, you're like, damn. Like, and the next thing you know, like, people just rode with Biggie, and that was the end of that. So like, even when they was about to do the record with Pac, I don't think New York was ready for that. Everybody was pro Biggie already.
Right. You're right.
Hey, yo, for our listeners who don't know how you get down, we gonna ask you to give you a couple bars a cappella for them, man. Let them know how nasty you are with it.
Oh shit! You want to talk about reasons why I handle my business and it didn't sign me? I keep the bridge behind me just to remind me. Red Hat, they can't sign me. 2 Chainz on, no co-signing. I'm just talking about shit. You know the vibe with it. I'm in the street red gang. You know the tribe hit it. Now, right now, they talk about Dominican versus Black, but we all got melanin. What laws do we attack? With this protest, what laws do we attract? While we still committing crimes, we facing rats. 6ix9ine home, we did 4-9 in the meek. Damn, I come on this word because he did. Hard bars, I'm online, it's all shine. All what I do is all mine and it's all grind. And I'm on time, freestyle off the top with it. Bread fitted, yeah, I'm off the top with it. How you can hate on the kid that made it a living? How you gonna hate on somebody who, period. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's cool.
Yo,
that's
we
cool.
appreciate it, man. We appreciate it.
That's cool. We get the picture. We get the picture right there.
Yeah, you freestyle.
Off the top. I respect going off the top.
One thing about me is, like, some people would have went right into written mode. Like, sometimes I just like.
Nah, that's I respect somebody that really come off the top.
They really gonna respect it when they see the picture of Brooklyn in the back.
Yeah. I was just horse playing, man.
Nah, I got one more music question for you though. Put the
freestyles away though. Check my music out. Check that Quarantine Vibes.
Absolutely. Check that.
That's where my pain is at. That's where everything's at.
Absolutely, man. They're gonna check. One more music question for you. You locked on an album. I mean, on an island for the rest of your life. You only could take 5 albums with you. Any music genre. What's those 5 albums you're gonna take that's gonna motivate you for the rest of your life? Any genre. It don't even gotta be hip hop. If you don't want.
Definitely the Tupac Machiavelli album.
Woo, hard. Hard.
I'm definitely gonna take that Ready to Die with me.
Woo.
I'm definitely gonna take that 50 Get Rich or Die Trying with me.
2 more.
Definitely gonna take that Illmatic. It was written. It was written.
Woo!
It was written.
I'm gonna take It's Written.
That's the nastiest one, man.
That's heavy. We got one more. That's a heavy lineup right there.
And I'm gonna take the Best of Clue with me. Whatever mixtape that is. You know what I mean? Let me see. I'm gonna take Fab Summertime Shootouts with me.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
You like Summertime Shootout over Soul Tape?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna argue one day, man. That's all.
Hey, listen, I listen to things for different reasons, brother.
I respect it. I respect it.
Enough said. Enough said.
Right.
I respect it.
So what inspires you, D Chamberz? Like what gives you inspiration?
Believe it or not, the business aspect of it. Knowing that like just being influential could lead to some money. Like when you have a great idea and you're good at marketing, you can lead to some money. And I think when I do music, it sets a platform for me to make money. You know what I mean? So like even down to like videos,
right?
Working with other DJs, those are contacts. When you shoot a video, you know a videographer. Right. Like I don't want when one thing people know about me when I do music, and it's not just for me. I try to do it for what's around me too, and try to survive off it. Like I haven't had a 9 to 5 in God knows how long.
That's what's up.
You know, God bless.
Blessing.
You know,
that's a blessing right there.
Some days are worse than others. I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh, I'm super banned up.
Right.
No. But what I do is I get out there and try to fucking figure it out. Right. You know what I mean? Whether it's selling hats, selling shirts, or selling verses, doing promotions, you know, middleman it, whatever, try to get it where I fit it, because that's what people forget. They say it's music, but this is also show business.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with it.
So how are you in the studio? Like, do you write to the beats? Do you write to the beats that come up, or do you write to the beats, or do you like write your rhymes first and then match it with the beats? Like, how are you in the studio?
So first, a lot of the times I don't write before I go to the studio. No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
But what I do is I do come up with the first 8 bars for the concept. Of the track. Like if I listen to the track, it has to match the mood. Right. What I'm in. Like I'll go through beats, and if it matches, it should flow fluently. Like that's why I could just start rapping, and you don't know if I'm talking or rapping. Right. But then it might make sense. Or if I catch a repetitive chorus, or I catch a all right, this is a story, and I just start coming up with shit in my head. And that's like when you see me in that zone, you think I'm in another planet, because then what you thought the words that wasn't going to connect just come to me. And the nigga's like, yo, that was crazy, because I go in that booth and I step in that world, and I'm a whole different animal when it comes to making music.
That's what's up. That's what's up right there.
I mean, I believe this is going to be a great question for you. So, I mean, even though I know you're just getting started, you got a long career ahead of you. But if you could pin your own legacy, when it's all said and done, they say the name D Chamberz, what would you want your legacy to be?
The guy that helped a lot of people when they told me not to. The guy, like the warrior that fought many battles for other people, not just myself. And when they were like, yo, they're always gonna have a story that led them to some type of success. When they bring my name up, they go like, yo, I ain't gonna front. I remember this time he told me this, or when I was in this situation, he came through and did this for me. Like, stuff that's priceless, that probably cost thousands of dollars to other people, I may have done for nothing, or close to nothing. And sometimes I'm guilty of putting others before myself. Right. And some people will say I'm guilty of that. So that's why you see more D Chamberz now, because D Chamberz been focusing on D Chamberz.
Respect. As you should.
So and I tell people, the light bulb didn't come on for me till 2017. You know what I mean? Feeling like I'm French down. Troll that, that was business. You know what I'm saying? That was business. I don't feel like French no more, but that was business.
Hey, respect.
You know what I'm saying? So, and look what that did to me. And then that's why when I look, Now, talking about that, when I look at it, look how many people feel like somebody, and these people are actually doing the fucking records. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
yeah, Jordan Lucas feel like Will Smith, and Will Smith did it.
Right.
And maybe I should have picked another rapper. I don't know. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, J. Cole felt like Kevin Hart did the video.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, anything to connect. He wanted to do it like Waka. Waka did the fucking video. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, I just be like, yo, you gotta just come up with different strategies that keep you alive, keep you busy, be creative. Because I know one thing that happens. It's like basketball. I'm learning because once you do one awesome crossover, somebody like, oh shit, you saw that? It happened so fast that you didn't see it. You just see when everybody else do.
Right.
And that's how I be feeling like what's going on with me and shit.
That's dope. So what can we expect from you coming in the future?
I got some artists that I'm working on, actually pushing that WMMG, actually channeling my crowd to get more familiar with online streaming, because that's one of the biggest hassles that I always had. Because like I'll be heavy in the streets with the music, but like they don't stream shit. You know what I'm saying? They'll go to YouTube or some other shit. Like, you know what I mean? So I gotta start getting people to Spotify. So I've been getting more people to iTunes and all the other streaming platforms, but mainly iTunes, and try and get them to run the numbers up on the SoundCloud and Spotify. Like run it up, like, because the music is there, the collabs is there, and 9 times out of 10, I'll wind up be able to do music. But I want to create WMMG, Warrior Metallic Music Group, make that a consultant, make that a label, find some dope producers and some new talent, and let's kill this shit, you know? Because like I tell you, I open the platform for people every day, but this time around we're gonna do the business.
Have you gotten any young artists yet that you got your eye on, or you know that you may be doing something with?
There's a lot of young artists that I help every time. Like you know, I almost feel like a secret society. Like I could be on the phone for hours giving out game, but you know, I also be realistic. Like if I try to get this kid paperwork, first thing they looking for is money, or they thinking like the game is just gonna be handed to them like that. But I'm also checking for artists that is like showing signs of honesty, obedience, like, and then willing to work harder than me. Like beat me to the fucking spot. Tell me something that I don't know. And those are the artists that I keep my eye on, because like you can have all the talent in the world, but once you have that I don't give a fuck attitude, that destroys the whole mission.
Right. That's what's up. So this social media era, how can somebody follow you, contact you, give out that information? Gotta stay up on that.
If they stay off the onlyfans.com, you can find me on D Chamberz CRW on Instagram. www.dchambers.com is the website. The YouTube is youtube.com/The Real D Chamberz.
With a Z at the end.
Because they sleeping on me. You know what I'm saying? No co-signing with the bridge behind me. You know what I mean? And that's, you spell my name because I've really just been branding that. D Chamberz and Warrior Metallic Music Group is the actual page where you see me promoting other artists. As well as that. And also I have that No Time for the Small Talk, where I let artists, stream their music. They pop up. I really been trying to keep them alive during these times too. You know what I mean? That's why I just opened the page up on that. I have many platforms outside of just rapping for myself.
So you'll be at a lot of the Smack and URL events as well.
I came up from that.
Yeah, how did that influence you as an artist, coming up in the battle rap scene?
It's crazy. I tell people every day, like, I don't battle rap. You know what I'm saying? It just so happened that I built a great relationship with Smack along my journey, while Math, Cortez, and Hollow was sitting on that front line battling. Then you had dudes that was doing music like me, Hands, and Bear, and Bless, like we and Matic. We was doing the music, and it just so happened like every time at the battles, like I just always had different marketing ideas. Me and Smack would always talk for hours. Me and Beasley, well, Beasley was working at Asylum before he took URL full time. I used to go chop it up with him at the labels and stuff like that. And this is when I had no music. This is just me just getting the knowledge and the information. So a lot of times, when people know you're next to people that they're trying to get next to, they'll put the cameras on you and put the light on you, and it kind of pushed me to work harder, right. to get out there and to match, because there's a lot of people who don't battle, but they eat off the resources of battle rapper, but they don't have shit going for them. They just standing there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So you seen the big picture.
Yeah, they just standing there and then they just arguing about who won the last battle.
Right.
Me, a rapper battle rapper me, this record coming out tomorrow.
On site.
I'm gonna get to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like even like freestyling right now, like if I had the mindset like, oh, I'm freestyling and I'm already loaded up, took what I mean, take a sour patch to the face, and then I know there's other rappers in the building, I probably would have went for 3 hours. Just soon battery would have died, everything would have died. You know what I mean? Because that's just the energy those people's over there.
Right.
Keep you hungry lyrically. They keep you hungry. But then when you're in music mode, you kind of like try to be creative. You don't get caught up in just the aggressiveness in the rap. So I learned how to keep the balance in between.
Oh, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Now it's in New York. I was about to say, can you come outside yet? Or is it opened up yet in New York?
I mean, what they say. You go.
I mean, officially. I mean, you.
You can trap my body, you can lock my mind. Yeah, that's what's going on. I'm right here.
Are you right there? All right. Well, yeah, man, you be safe out there, man. A lot of stuff going on out there, man. But
I'll be honest with you, like, God works in mysterious ways, because I look at that gram, I'm like, yo, damn, nigga, must open a whole ATM machine.
I see a nigga in Philly died behind that, man. They were trying to blow the motherfucking machine up and the nigga killed himself.
It's crazy.
Don't bother me, I laugh at everything.
Nah, that's crazy though, man.
Yeah, but like I seen a dude drive a U-Haul truck straight into the bank. I watch it when I see on the gram, and then like I said, it's like game. What's that, Grand Theft Auto? Right?
no real shit. Yo, I was just telling my man in Philly, this dude was coming down with a dolly, dog. He had a washer and a dryer stacked up on like a four-car dolly, and then the motherfucker came behind him in a forklift. Like, nigga stole the fucking forklift, just going down.
Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you like this: if you get a chance, you go take a look at Long Island. When you go take a look at Long Island and see how the real Trump supporters is out there in Long Island. They don't give. They just like, yo, this one lady said this shit ain't got nothing to do with George Floyd. Y'all just want to walk through this hood. We ain't doing that. I was like, holy shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's no games out there in Long Island, y'all.
Right.
Take it easy.
All right, man. Well, you be safe. Yo, go check out his Quarantine Vibes Volume 1 on SoundCloud right now.
Word. Check out the Quarantine Vibes. It's the hottest mixtape that's out there right now. No lies, you know what I mean? You wanted to challenges, just because you asked me to freestyle, I might drop a challenge tonight.
Oh.
Concert crew inspired.
Yeah.
I never want to recycle bars. Never know me for recycling. Never. You know what I mean? That was in my earlier career, so I took this more passionate, and I always want to give out that quality. So right now I'm in Music Vibes. Go check out Quarantine Vibes. All tracks is fire. I'm already working on Volume 2.
That's dope.
Honestly.
My man.
I got enough ammunition. I'm already back in the booth, doing what needs to get done for Volume 2.
That's dope, man. Stay hungry, D Chamberz. Yo, we want to thank you for coming on the Concert Crew Podcast, good brother.
Salute, man.
Yo, keep grinding, keep doing your thing, man. We definitely support you down here, man. Keep going, man. You putting pressure on.
I appreciate y'all too, man. Everybody that's out there, you know what I mean? Y'all see this, stay motivated. My mind is a little cloudy. I'm watching COVID, I'm watching curfews, I'm watching Dominicans.
The Dominicans, boy.
It's real. Like I said, I appreciate Hocus for a Fifth. He kind of calmed that down, but that was about to be a whole nother chapter. It probably still could be. You don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just trying to stay alive, baby.
Yo, man, definitely you stay safe out there, man. The world need to hear the rest of your music, man. So the rest of you got a lot more to offer. So stay safe out there in them streets.
Right, man. I hope I don't get crucified for my top
5. We had a lot worse. Trust me.
A super lot worse.
We had a lot worse. You ain't even close, man. You ain't even close.
Let's do the 5 worst right now.
Oh man, I mean, I can't think of I know some of the people that was named. I can just name some of the people. There's been some bad artists, man. I'm like, whoa, how? Like we had some bad ones. Trust me, you ain't on that list, so don't worry about that.
Yo, you know what's crazy? It just, you see what I'm saying? I want to retract.
Well, you retracting. Clean it up real quick. Clean it up before we end it off. You got Boot Camp Click, 2 Chainz.
I gotta take Nipsey last album with me. That shit was fire.
Oh, okay,
last
okay.
album. Yeah.
So who you taking off?
Summertime Shootout.
Yeah, you gotta take that off.
You had classics on there, dog.
You got a lot of classics, so you gotta take that Summertime Shootout off. You got to. You got to, dog. You got to, man.
Yeah. I ain't gonna hold you. That might have to.
It gotta go, cause you can't take Machiavelli, Ready to Die. You can't take them joints off, man. You got.
It was written.
It was written. Yeah.
It's gonna be Nipsey Hussle. I gotta take that project with me.
All right. Well, once again, man, we appreciate you, man. You stay safe out there, man. Keep doing your thing, man. Stay out of all that stuff that's going on in NYC, man. Stay in the house.
I'm definitely relaxed. You know, I definitely appreciate y'all. Stay tuned into me, because like I said, if anything, like you're looking at the next movie, you know, I'll probably be shaking hands with Jay-Z before you know it.
I like it.
We need to interview them too, though, man.
I like it. Yeah, man. Just don't forget about us, man, when you blow up. Yeah.
Yo, that's one thing. I have a mind of an elephant, and like when you upload it or how you do it, I repost it, tell people to check it out once it's uploaded.
Oh man, that's love. That's love. That's love. Hold on real quick. I want to say a couple things. We just gonna close it out real quick. But yo, man, make sure y'all go support D Chamberz. And everything he does. You know, follow him, go get his music, download, man. Just support his whole movement, man. But yo,
buy the merch.
Absolutely, everything he got, man. Go support that. But yo, we the Concert Crew Podcast. Make sure y'all go follow us at Concert Crew Podcast. Make sure y'all go download, subscribe. We on all digital platforms. Make sure y'all subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our full videos. Man, yo, we here, man. We ain't going nowhere. Yo, Pito, hit me with the fader. We out.
Beach.